The cleanup and damage assessment is underway south of Ottawa after a tornado tore through a community yesterday.
CTV's Jeremie Charron is live from the Barrhaven neighborhood this morning where the cleanup is really underway. Jeremie, some of the pictures you saw coming from your team at CTV Ottawa yesterday, quite shocking and stunning in the force of the storm. Remarkably, though, all we understand, one injury. Is that still the case?
That's still the case, Nick. Only one injury through all of this, one minor injury, one person taken to hospital in stable condition. We've received no updates since then. That person struck by some flying debris during the storm, during that tornado. But certainly cleanup very much still underway here this morning. I'll get a little away quickly and just give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. We're on Exeter Drive in Barrhaven. This is just one of a few hard-hit areas. Trees are down really everywhere. A lot of the homes on this stretch of this street have some kind of structural damage, some minor, some a little bit more major. Some people have temporarily tarped up roofs. They've got damage to garages. We heard yesterday there were cranes in the area helping clear some of the debris from townhomes where it was harder to access backyards. So certainly work still underway here to repair damage. We know that officials have estimated roughly 125 homes in this Barrhaven area were damaged by the tornado yesterday.
And Jeremie, how extensive is the damage to these 125 or so homes? Do people need to be relocated to shelters, or are most of them still intact enough that people can remain in their residence?
Certainly some are being relocated. We spoke to many yesterday who are staying in hotels for the next few days. Some parts of Barrhaven where this tornado hit, there are homes that are missing half of the roofs. We saw yesterday a home that had its entire back door blown out. So the extent of the damage varies. Some people have some siding damage, a few missing shingles. Others, like I said, are missing parts of their entire roofs. That's going to be a lengthy process to repair damage like that. Contacting insurance. We heard a lot of people yesterday on the phone with their insurance companies trying to determine what their best options are and where they go until their homes are fixed enough that they can return to them. The other issue is after this first storm hit, we had kind of a second cell that moved through. No confirmed tornado touching down, but we saw high winds and lots of rain. So some of these homes had exposed roofs and then major rain falling later. So you can imagine the water damage in their homes as well. So those are the things some of these people are dealing with.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So Jeremie, is there a timeline potentially for the cleanup? I mean, obviously there's a lot of work to be done on certain areas, and also is there any sort of promises of federal or provincial funding or resources to help the Barrhaven area?
Well, we hope to hear a little more about some of that today. We haven't received a timeline yet from officials. We know that the Premier has been in touch with the Mayor, so we can expect to hear an update at some point in the coming days about whether or not we will be receiving some funding help from the province, from the federal government. The people here in Barrhaven, of course, will be waiting patiently to hear that as they start this cleanup process. And as we've seen in this region with other major storms, just the cleanup of trees even, not even looking at structural repairs on homes can be very expensive. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars sometimes, and it can be a fight with insurance companies sometimes to try and determine who actually covers the cost of the cleanup. So some of those questions, of course, we're looking for answers to still in the coming days as residents here in Barrhaven start the cleanup.
All right, Jeremie Charron live for us in Barrhaven, Ottawa this morning. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremie.